In what will come as no surprise to many people, an update has been issued concerning the stabbing that happened last night in Dublin city centre, where a member of Garda Síochána was stabbed. A probationary officer was stabbed by an Irish citizen, is what we were told this morning, an Irish citizen. And the mainstream media were very quick to point out that there was a flurry of misinformation that happened very quickly, and people were looking to further their own agendas. They were focusing on this rather than the actual event itself, which was a man attacking two members of the guards, of the gardaí. One of them ended up in hospital. Apparently, a stab vest saved him. Now, we were told he was an Irishman, born in Ireland, 20-something years of age. There was no suspicion at the time of any terrorist connections, and that's still the official narrative. But now more information is being released today. Intelligence service assisting local detectives in establishing a motive for the Garda stabbing. So all of a sudden, the motive is very, very important now. The motive. He attacked the guard, arguably tried to kill him, put him in hospital, attacked two guards in broad daylight. So the man's violent and unhinged at the very, very least. So let's go with that as the motive to begin with. Why would he zero in on the guards? That's now the question. Why would he run past everyone else and make straight for two members of Gardaí who were wearing high visibility vests? Intelligence service assisting local detectives in establishing a motive. The Garda National Crime and Security Intelligence Services has been brought in to support investigators establishing a motive. This is in addition to local detectives. So they're scratching their heads. They can't quite figure this one out. So they're bringing in the bigger guns. The bigger guns. This is a picture of the crime scene from last night that was sealed off around Capel Street in Dublin. Garda Security Services are assisting local detectives to try and establish why a young man attacked two uniformed Gardaí and stabbed one of them in broad daylight. The 23-year-old man arrested. Now here we have more information. We keep getting more information. This morning we were told he's an Irish citizen, born here, in his 20s. Now we're told he's 23 years of age. An Irish citizen of Pakistani heritage. I don't know why they're throwing that one in. Why would they throw that into the mix whenever people were being ridiculed and badmouthed for insinuating that this could be the case when they were breaking this story last night as it happened? But I'm just repeating what the Irish Examiner are saying. This is the source. This was printed or brought out today, Wednesday, the 30th of July at 4 p.m. So this is what you might say hot off the press. So they're mentioning his heritage, Pakistani heritage, with an address in County Laois and possibly another one in West Dublin. How many of you people out there have got two addresses? How many of you have two addresses? It's thought he shouted something at two uniformed Gardaí as he brandished a knife and launched an unprovoked attack, cutting one of the members at least twice. They believe he deliberately targeted uniformed Gardaí. He selected them to attack not just anyone. They were clearly uniformed, so we need to establish the motivation, one source said. And because of the factors in the case, the Garda National Crime and Security Intelligence Service has been brought in to support investigators. They're analyzing evidence from the man's digital devices and social media posts, as well as any information gleaned from his family, friends, religious contacts, and associates. They're really digging deep into this guy's history and family and associates and comings and goings, two addresses. family, associates, religious contacts, all being investigated or questioned. Not they're not under investigation, but they're being questioned to try and determine what could have set this man off, this Irish citizen off. They will try and determine what the man shouted when he launched his attack on the Gardaí. Was he shouting it in English? Was he speaking Irish? Or maybe it was a different language? What was it he was shouting? These questions need answered. Sources, now listen to this. Sources have stressed the involvement of security does not necessarily mean they suspect an extremist motivation. They said it. Why would they even come out with a statement like that? Or that he may have been radicalised in some way. It's part of a number of lines of inquiry to find out why the man acted the way he did. So last night we were told that most definitely was not terrorist related, and everything was back to normal. Everybody was safe again in the area. Now we're being told, well, investigators, specialist investigators have been brought in. And listen, in case anybody thinks I'm jumping the gun here, I'm only relaying back what the media is putting out today. There's been quite a flurry over the last 24 hours about this one. He might have been radicalized. He might have extremist motivation, but last night, definitely not. Today, it's possible, but we're not saying that that's the case. Also, of course, mental health card being played. It is some mental health issue, or is it some mental health issue? Some grievance against the Gardaí? Or is there a possible ideological reason? Or is it all of the above? All of the above, possibly, a source has said. Garda even confirmed the suspect is not known to them for any previous criminal activity. And again, I don't know this guy. I don't know his background. I'm not saying he's ever done anything in the past, but just because somebody's not known to the guards doesn't mean they've never done anything. Okay? Gardaí have already gathered CCTV footage and examined various mobile phone footage. Well, there's plenty of it out there. Plenty of it out there. And in fact, the people that were posting it up as soon as the event happened were labeled as trying to further their own agenda in some cases this morning. Now the guards are examining it for more information. Imagine that. Addresses, plural, linked to the man have been searched and evidence removed for examination. His knife is also being examined. Addresses, check that out, 2 addresses. How many of you have 2 addresses out there? 23 years of age and he's got 2 addresses. Sources say the injuries could have been worse. The anti-stab vest might have saved him. That means they're unsure whether or not it did. We were told earlier on again by the same people that were accusing others of jumping the gun that this saved the man's life without a doubt. Now we're told, well, it might have. The officers based at Bridewell Garda Station managed to subdue the man with pepper spray and batons. So we'll look at a little clip. This is the arrest and one of the guards being treated. And you can see yourself. It's not nice. Not nice down there in Capel Street last night in Dublin. These are people just going about their business as one man's being treated for injuries and another man's being subdued with pepper spray and batons. As people just walk around and take video footage of it and then put it up online and then are accused the following day of, having their own agenda to follow. So there you go. Intelligence services are now involved. 2 addresses have been searched. Electrical equipment has been seized. A knife has been seized. Family members are being looked into, or at least spoken to. Religious connections, possibility of radicalization and extremism. That's what they are saying. So let me know what you think. Leave a message below. Share this footage. Listen, if it's wrong, if it's missing disinformation, well, I'm only relaying back what other people have videoed in their own phones in the streets or what even the mainstream media are printing themselves. So leave me your comments below. Share this content if you feel it's worth sharing. And, doesn't do any harm to drop it out into a group, send it out in WhatsApp or send it in an email to somebody. But for now, I'm Rick Munn. This is No Risk, No Reward Media, over and out.